Hi, Bruna. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting this essay set for you. Let's take a look at what you've done here. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Oh, that doesn't help. Okay. So the bar chart, it's not called a bar graph. We call them line graphs, but then we call them bar charts, pie charts. Yeah. The bar chart illustrates the life expectancy of males and females at birth and at 65 years of age from 4 countries in 2006. Okay. The data analyzed people from England, Scotland, and Wales, and North Ireland. Okay. Females, mm, get rid of this. Females had the highest rates in life expectancy in both stages of life among all countries, while men were observed to live, with a V, fewer years. In 2006, Scotland had the lowest life expectancy, while England had the highest for both genders. Okay, so I like what you've selected for your overview. I agree with it. I think you did a nice job there. I think your grammar is holding you back. So I think you need to be careful. I think you need to be a little more accurate with some of the grammar. And let's see what you did. Let's see something. This is interesting. All right, 151 words. I got to tell you something else. I'm a little concerned about this. You have a lot of data here, and you're only in 150 words, and your introduction and your overview are as long as your data. So I think you probably could have and should have written more. So my first impression is that you probably are losing points in task achievement because you probably do not have enough information here. Um, for something as detailed as this particular chart, you probably could have written around 200 words. Okay. So looking at it just visually, it looks too short to me. Okay. Another thing, you've got overall here. Now, for an examiner, overall is kind of that signpost that tells us, oh, okay, well, this is where the overview is. And as we all know, the overview is really important if you want to get anything like a 6 and higher. So I would not have written overall here. I would have written it here to signpost to say, okay, look, this is my overview so that there's no confusion about this. And definitely don't use it here when you begin your details. Okay. So just start straight with the word females. Females from England live longer than any other women compared in the graph. Okay, at 81.5 years. Stop right there. You don't need old. Okay. Now, when are we talking about here? Are we talking about this is the life expectancy at birth? Okay, or are we talking about at 65? Because you've got two different charts here. All right. So it sounds to me at birth, and it's also not they lived 81.5 years, but they were expected to live. So this is really important. What does life expectancy mean? It means that based on a variety of factors, you can expect to live around 81.5 years if you live in England. Okay, so you really need to use the right language here to show that you've understood this. So overall, at birth, females from England were expected to live longer than any other women compared in the graph, comma, at 81.5 years, period. This was followed by females in North Ireland who were expected to live up to 81 years. Females in Wales had higher life expectancies by a few months compared to those from Scotland. Fine. On the other hand, males lived longer in England. No, males were expected to live longer. No. On the other hand, males in England were expected to live longer at up to 77 years. And Scotland demonstrated to be the nation where men would live less in 2006 with a life expectancy of 74. Okay, so check it out. Where did you talk about their life expectancy at 65? You missed the whole chart from what I could see here. Okay. And so with that, there's no way that IELTS will give you more than a 4 for task achievement. Okay? Because take a look at this number. So if I was born in England in 2006, then I could expect, and I was a woman, or if I was a man, I could expect to live to 77.2 years. But at 65, okay, I could expect to live an additional 17 years. So, what does that mean? That's like 82 point something, 82.1. All right. So clearly the figures when I'm 65, they show that, okay, well, actually your life expectancy from this point on is longer than what it is at birth. Okay. So you did not mention this at all. And that's going to cost you really, really big. Seriously, like we're talking um like 4 for task achievement because you're missing key information. You totally left all this out. I didn't understand. I didn't understand why. Maybe you didn't know how to handle it. Maybe you didn't know how to deal with it. You needed to have another paragraph here. There is no other paragraph, right? Okay, yeah, no. You needed to have an additional paragraph where you analyzed this data and then compared it. Okay? So, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem, Bruna. Okay. So take a look at that. Now let's take a look at your international marketing essay. Okay. International marketing is growing hugely around the globe thanks to globalization that contributes to that. It also permits companies from overseas to economically invest in different countries and expand business and products around the world. This essay will discuss positive and negative views related to international marketing. Okay. So there's a lot to talk about here. You've basically given us a kind of a description of what international marketing is, and then you said you're going to discuss positive and negatives. It's too vague. All right. So again, we're talking about a handful of things. We're essentially talking about task achievement. So, number one, you didn't really rephrase the topic. The topic is much more specific. Okay. We don't want just the positives and the negatives of international marketing. We want to know why some people think it's an invasion and an intrusion, and why other people think, hey, it's a great way to spread ideas, culture, and language. Okay. And not only that, but look at this. This is super important. It says here discuss both views and then give your opinion. So if you look at the band descriptors for task achievement under band 7, it says presents a clear position throughout the response. What is your opinion? What is your position? Your position is your answer to whatever this is. Every essay has a command. Every essay has a question that they've asked you to answer directly. They've told you what they want you to say. You need to make sure that your answer to that question or that command is clear from your introduction. Because if it's not clear from your introduction, then there is no way for your position to be clear throughout the response. Throughout means from the beginning to the end. Okay? So saying just that you're going to discuss positives and negatives does not help. You need to also tell me what your position is because they asked for it. They asked for your opinion. So many argue that international marketing is detrimental to the national economy, leading consumers to choose products and brands from overseas companies, IES, rather than buying national products that can contribute to their IR own economy. Others, in contrast, support the idea and benefits that it can generate to the country. My opinion is that international marketing is extremely necessary and it brings benefits to countries receiving products from overseas. For example, creating competition and allowing products and services accessible to a large group of the population, avoiding monopolization of certain sectors. Okay, here's the good news. The good news is that the language generally is good. The bad news is that this is not how you structure a paragraph. What you needed to do here is that you needed to have one paragraph telling me why it's an invasion and intrusion. Okay. And that paragraph needs to have one central idea. This paragraph did not, because you had Some people think this, some people think I think this. Okay? But that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have one central idea, because if you look again at the band descriptors, it talks about the importance under coherence and cohesion of a clear central idea in the paragraph. This did not have one because you basically analyzed both ideas and also gave your opinion. So you need to talk about why this can be bad and go into detail. So why do people consider this an invasion and an intrusion? Okay? And then support it. Let's look at the next paragraph. It is known that international marketing has positive impacts, not impacts too. Let's try that again. It is known that international marketing has a positive impact on countries, bringing new products and services with affordable prices. Okay, why? Explain it to me. Go into detail. Support it. Moreover, it generates employment qualifying working class. I don't understand that. Employment qualifying working classes doesn't, it's not clear to me what you mean. Allows people to invest in education to liaise with international traders, maybe not trades. Also expands culture of the country, opening doors to other companies to invest and creates economic growth. Now, what you've done here, Bruna, is you've written a list. This whole thing here is just a list. That's it. It's not a paragraph. A paragraph takes all of these ideas one by one and then it supports them. So you said it generates employment, qualifying working classes, which I didn't understand, and then you explain what you mean. You give me an example or you go further into detail about what that means to you. You say that it allows people to invest in education to liaise with international traders. Really, what do you mean? Give me an example. Explain it. Okay? So that's what this paragraph is supposed to do. So it's just a list. And when it's a list, it's not going to do well either in task achievement or in coherence and cohesion. At the same time, international marketing represents risks to national brands and the future of the economy. uh, Not just a comma, you need a linker because it can have an impact on national brands losing market space. Now, again, central idea, you can't just flip and then say, oh, but it's bad. This whole paragraph has been about why it's good. You did the same thing here. So you really need to make sure there is a central idea. So the negatives of international marketing, this idea of invasion and intrusion, and here the positives, that it's a way to spread ideas, culture, etc. Okay, and that's the only thing that the paragraph should be about. To conclude, international marketing represents a great investment into countries, contributing to diverse sectors and brings chances. Especially, I don't like this word brings chances. I think you mean opportunities. However, some form of control and limits is necessary to be applied to avoid harmful consequences to national. I don't like this sentence. It's a little awkward. You've got a lot of these prepositional phrases, and it's just okay. Let's look at it again. However, some form of control and limits is necessary to avoid harmful consequences. I don't want to say to national. You mean products. Let me try it one more time. However, some form of control and limits is necessary to protect national products and prevent long-term impacts to the economy of a country. All right, I'm happier with that. Okay, so Bruna, there's a lot to take in this correction. Um, I want to suggest to you to sign up for our online course. It's going to give you all the information you need to structure your essays appropriately, how to have cohesive paragraphs, how to have cohesive essays, and how to have them developed appropriately. Okay, so definitely take a look at that. And then if you enjoyed this feedback, you will begin doing essay corrections where I can correct them and give you more assistance and advice on how to improve. Okay, take a look. I think it's absolutely the right path for you. So I hope you enjoyed this feedback. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope we can work together. Good luck.